So, good afternoon. It's Crafty Nana here. So yesterday I carried on with the project, making the cat's heads and then making the moulds. I couldn't share with you the mould making because it was so messy, so disgustingly sticky that there was no way I could operate a camera and do it. Basically, I used 100% silicone. This is the particular one I used, Ace, and it's so smelly. It's a very good thing this is not Smello camera because, oh, smells of really rancid vinegar. Now, normally I do it with the dishwashing liquid in the water, pump the silicone into it, mash it all up until it sort of starts to harden, and then make the mould. But it's not always a very smooth mould, so I'd seen online another method of doing it that a chap was showing, where you put the silicone in a plastic bag, you add in cornstarch, and you mash it all up in the bag, and then you take it out and you make the moulds out of it. So I thought, right, okay, I'm going to try this. This could be the answer to all my problems. This could be fantastic. So the first two moulds I made that way. I found it really dried so fast that I almost didn't have a chance to get it in. And I've got a horrible feeling it's going to be quite cracky and not a nice smooth mould. So these were the first two I tried. You can see it's, well, I don't know if you can see, but it's sort of got a very chalky consistency to it. I've got a horrible feeling that when I try and pull the things out, it's gonna snap or crack, and I also don't feel sure that it's not going to be quite grainy and rough inside as well, but we will see. You know, we'll give it a try. So those were the first two. So having seen that and realized that that was not a particularly good way to make molds, I went back to the dish soap in the water and made the next 4 molds. And again, it's dried really fast. But it was a lot smoother. But what I'm hoping is that it is not melted the stuff that I used to mold the faces with. So the truth will tell when we start trying to get these out now. So they've been in all night and we're now well into the next afternoon. So I think it could be time to get them out. In the meantime, I want to show the eyes. The eyes came out really well. I'm quite pleased with those. We've got lots of different ones. We can paint things in behind them as well. But yes, the eyes came out well. So now, the unmoulding. Let's get the camera in position so you can see what we're doing. Move it back. Right, so let's try. We're going to try the first 2 dry, crunchy moulds first and see if they split apart and fall to pieces when we take them out. I'm actually thinking I ought to put glasses on for this, but I don't think I've bought my glasses downstairs, but I might, so we'll very gently ease the edges away. See a little crack there already. Try and get the face out. Could be okay. So there's our first mould from, can't judge that because I haven't got my glasses on, but we'll have a look in a minute. Second one, much smaller. Give it a little squidge. Pull it out. Okay, that's 2, neither of which broke. Right, so now let's try one of the silicone jobbies. This would probably be easier not in the pot, so let's try and get the whole mould out of the pot. Okay. Oh, sniff that, sniff that. Oh, that's bad. Oh my goodness. So just bending this away from the actual piece. Oh, this doesn't look good. Now this looks like it might have melted the clay of the face in the mould. I'm seeing pink. Don't want to see pink, but I'm definitely seeing pink. So I'm just going to get in there. Oh, no, that's not good. I'm going to leave that. It might be that if it dries, it will separate again, but at the moment, that is not good. Let's see if this one's any better. Oh, no. The problem is, with this, is these were a lot wetter than these ones. And I think what has happened here is that the face has absorbed the moisture from the mould. Let's give this one a little try. That one's come out, that one's come out, that one's come out. Oh, that one's come out. That one has come out, and that was one of the more fancy ones with the little squirrels on its face. So, ooh, that's a good, that's good. That one there, that one there. Of course, the proof of the pudding is when we go and put the plaster in these, and excuse me, when we put the plaster in these and see what we get back after we mould them, because the mould is only for moulding, and if it doesn't mould, it's no good. Stinky, stinky. Yes, gently, gently, gently. Come on, baby, you can come. Come on, pop out. Oh, this one's sticky. Oh, we've lost a bit of face there. Might still be okay if we can get that out. Okay. Because obviously the fact of these is that we actually only made the faces to make the mould, so it's not the end of the world if they get... But as you can see, there's a fair amount of pink in there that shouldn't be in there. He's lost his moustache. Put it back together and see if it went. Okay. Golly. Okay, so having gone this far, we've got to do the last two, right? Oh, this one. I think that one's going to be I'm going to leave it, but I think that one's going to be a disaster, because I think maybe that one was less dry when I put it in the mould than the other ones. Okay, here it goes, pops out. That's quite a cute one. Glad that one didn't get destroyed. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, I'm going to leave it. See if we can rescue it later. It's the try to make it look a little bit more Persian cat styly. So we'll see what happens. So now I have a bag of plaster. What I think I'm really going to do though is I'm really going to wash all these first to get a bit more of the chemicals off them, because you just don't know how it's going to react with other things. So I'm going to give these a good wash in this bowl of soapy water, and then we're going to start trying to cast the plaster and see if it works, because that's the proof of the pudding. There's no point in having done all this if we can't cast from them, in which case it will be just down to making them from clay and then letting the children paint the clay. But that's not as, you can't make as many in the same time, and plaster obviously is more reasonable than air dry clay, so this harder air dry clay. Right, so I go get washing up liquid, go wash these, and I'll come back and we'll start mixing up some plaster. I mixed up some plaster with some water and I've poured it into our moulds. Some of them I have popped up propped up so that they're sort of fairly flat, so that the plaster sits fairly level in them, because obviously when I made them I didn't get it very... I'm not too worried where the plaster's come over a little bit, because that will all clean off at the end. It will shrink a little bit as the water dries out and the plaster starts to set, which actually is pretty quick. I did pull the last cat out of the mould. It didn't survive. Poor thing. It's a right mess. But the mould was okay. So I have moulded that one as well. Oh, his little eyebrows have literally slogged. Ooh, he's in a right mess. Anyway, so yeah, he died. First casualty. Bye. But we've got the mould. I used 1 cup of plaster. It does dry pretty damn fast, so it hopefully will have a chance maybe to get even maybe a second one done later tonight, so that we've got plenty for the girls to start painting, because the charity event for the Fat Cat House is this weekend. So and it's already Wednesday today, so we need to get on and get some made, get some painted, get some beads done. I might make some more beads. I made beads out of the acrylic. I put glitter in them, and sadly what happened is the very pretty glitter all went to the bottom, so the rest of the bead is almost clear, just with a sparkly bum. So that did not work, which is a real shame. I'm gonna have to work out, maybe do it in layers. The same thing happened with the round beads. So lovely sparkly end, empty bead. Damn. But hey, all learning as we go along. I might get some of these clear beads painted up now as cat's eyes, just to make a couple of examples so the kids can see what they're doing, and then follow what I've done. But I do like them to do their own thing, because doing their own thing is what it's all about. And the idea with the moulds is that hopefully I can pop out quite a few pieces quite quickly, rather than trying to make them all by hand and by moulding them out of the air dry clay. I made one little face because I had enough clay left, plaster left over, but that really was it. That was 1 cup. I've filled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 moulds. Not bad at all. I've got plenty more plaster. I've been stocking up so we can get a few made ready for the event. And that's it for now. I'll wait for these to dry and I'll show you how they come out. Let's hope, fingers crossed, not too many cracks, not too many wiggly bits. Although, of course, with plaster, we can sand out faults that are very obvious. And then obviously we'll be painting over it as well. Hopefully they'll be adding like unicorn horns and seashells and stars and flowers, whatever they feel that their little cat should be wearing. We'll make some chains, we'll put some beads on, we'll make them pretty. That's what we're all about. So we'll get on with that. So that's enough from me for now. I've got to just wait patiently for them to dry. See ya.